Welcome back to another video. You may notice that I'm not in my studio today, which is lovely because I haven't been away in a little while. The last trip I did was Tintagel in April, I think, or May or June. April? I don't know. It's been a long summer and it's the beginning of autumn now. And I'm at Wast in the Lake District, which is really exciting because I haven't been to this part of the Lake District before. It's very remote. Oh, hey, Win. So Winnie's here, of course, and I'm here with my husband. So this is a holiday rather than a residency, but I have a little project I want to do while I'm here because I love making art. So when you're on holiday, you want to do the things you love, and yeah, for me, that's making art. So we're going to be walking, swimming, I think, although this is a very, very deep lake. It's the deepest in the Lake District and therefore it's going to be a little bit cold. But yeah, I've got some sketching I want to do. So I actually left all my wood engraving tools and my wood blocks at home because I'm trying to separate work from my life a bit more. And wood engraving, even though I love doing it, is very like work for me. Whereas sketching, I feel like that can sit a little bit outside of work in my mind. I also bought my collaging bits as well because I love to collage. So yeah, I, for the first time in a few years, I think, have left my wood engraving things at home when I've come away. So a few months ago, I had an idea to create a tiny little sketching pack. And the idea behind this was, often I'm out and about and I want to sketch, but I don't have my things. Or when I do want to sketch, when I'm out and about, I have to take like a big bag full of things. I've got my watercolours, pencils, pastels, lots of different things, and it can be quite heavy. So I thought I want to create a really, really tiny sketching pack. And you can buy these online, but often they're just watercolour or just sketching, and I wanted a bit of a mix of everything. So I've made my own. So the idea is it fits in my handbag. So this bag, it's not done up very well, it's because I've got so many treats for Winnie in here. But basically it's just a leather bag, but made by ByAliceWood if you're interested. She's, I think she might be based in Devon, I'm not sure. Anyway, I've had it for about maybe even 12 years, like a long time. I take it on every dog walk with me. I also wear it to every wedding. Like it's kind of just my bag. I'm kind of like that. Like I wear walking boots on a walk and out to dinner. I spend my money on art rather than things to wear. So I wanted the sketching pack to fit inside. This one that I've made will, but also you can clip it to the strap. So that works too. But ideally, I wasn't planning on having this case. I wanted the tin inside to be the sketching pack, which it still can be, but I basically can't fit this in the tin, so this is to mix my colours on. My friend B got it for me. It's ceramic, it's really lovely. So I've got that in there. And then, oh, a spider's somehow got itself in my water holder. Oh, that's gone. Anyway, I've got some paper. So I've just cut paper into little rectangles. I think I've got about 50 sheets because, you know, I'm ambitious. And then we've got the tin. So I've been looking for a tin for ages. I kind of wanted to get a vintage one, but I saw this one in a shop and it was only £3.50, and I thought, I'll see if that's deep enough for my watercolours, and it was. So yeah, inside we've got two tiny little sketchbooks that my friend Todd Pattison made me. I don't know if I use them on this holiday, but I just think they're so sweet and they fit perfectly inside the sketching pack. Then I've got a couple of pencils, coloured pencils. I did have to cut them in half to fit them in here, which was a little bit upsetting, but now at least I've got 4 pencils rather than 2 because I've cut 2 in half. And then I've got a couple of pastels. The green one I'd already accidentally snapped in half anyway, and then I've got the white one. And then I've got a couple of paintbrushes. One I had to cut in half to fit in, which wasn't ideal. I have ordered another travel one, but it just didn't arrive in time before I came away. And then I've got, yeah, a traditional travel paintbrush, which you pull apart and then put in the end there. So it's, yeah, a decent sized paintbrush. And then, of course, I've got the watercolours. So I attached magnets to the bottom so that they don't slide around, which works pretty well. I've just got 4 colours because obviously I couldn't fit loads in there. And yeah, it's exciting to have like a mini sketch pack. And basically over the week that we're here at Wastwater, I want to create lots of little sketches, paintings. At the end of the week, I'm just excited to see what I'll have created. And I'm hoping, if I feel inspired, which I'm sure I will, I already do, that I'll create a series of prints, maybe like 3 prints. It'll be interesting because they'll all have the same colour scheme, because I'm limiting myself quite a lot in colour. So it's going to be interesting. Like, I think they'll really look like a series, and will they all look the same and a bit boring, or will I be able to keep it fresh? In terms of water, I've got this travel pot, but it's not ideal in the sense of it does fit in my bag, but not much else would. But I've also got one of these travel paintbrushes, you know, where you fill the end with water and then the brush is wet. And I actually think these are quite good. I remember having one when I was a child, and I've still got it, it still works. So I've got that as an option as well. But yeah, that's the one thing that this little pack doesn't have, is a water pot with it. There are, you can get like a keychain with like a little container, and it's a screw top. And you can I could kind of hook it on my bag, so I might look into getting that when I get home, but for now this is the setup I have. So I cut the paper so it would slot in the lid of the tin like that, so it won't blow away. Rather than, I've got some pegs, but I just thought then I can't paint where the pegs are, and this way I think I can get the paintbrush in there. I don't know if it will work well, but yeah, that's how I've cut the paper. So I'm going to do my first little sketch of Wastwater, which is exciting. Since we arrived last night, I've been like itching to get going. I can tell I'm already feeling constrained by the colours I have, but I think it will be really interesting to limit myself like this. I think I'm often trying to fit all the colours I can into a piece. And actually there's a real skill in learning what to leave out. It's started to rain now. I think it's going to be a bit of a wet week, but hopefully I'll find some dry spells like this to get some sketches done. I paused filming there, not because I chose to, but because my phone ran out of memory again. So anyway, here's the first finished sketch. It was quite challenging sketching at that size, but yeah, I felt quite a lot of pressure. It's the first one, you know, if the first one's bad, you know, but then if the first one's bad, it's all uphill, right? But this one, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I feel like I should have added a darker colour into my sketching pack. I might have to swap something out, but we'll see. But anyway, yeah, this is sketch 1 of possibly 50, and I'm just going to show you throughout the week where we go, what I sketch, and show you Wastwater and the surrounding area. So our favourite thing to do on this holiday was to walk to the Sawmill Cafe. So this is the walk there. It's just so beautiful. I think we went 3 times while we were there. It was probably like a 15-minute walk if you walk directly to the cafe. And it was just nice to sit and get a coffee and a cake and do some sketching. And then the walk back was really lovely. There were quite a lot of routes to get to the cafe, but yeah, we found a favourite one and kind of stuck to that. And we came across Tilly the cow, who was very friendly. I like cows as long as they're on the other side of the fence, but yeah, she was really sweet. It's Thursday now, and over the last few days we've enjoyed exploring Wastwater. So we haven't actually driven anywhere yet. We've just done a lot of walking, a lot of relaxing. Sam's done some swimming. I haven't swum because it's about 15 degrees most of the time. Sometimes it's been raining, and I'm kind of a fair weather swimmer, and yeah, no part of me has wanted to get in that lake, to be honest. But Sam's had fun swimming. So yeah, it's been really lovely having this tiny sketching pack on me at all times, because it's definitely meant I've done a lot more sketching spontaneously, and just like little moments where we had a short amount of time and we paused for a second, like I was able to do a quick, I don't know, 4-minute sketch to kind of capture the moment. It's felt a lot like kind of taking Polaroids, like just little snippets of moments, whereas normally I'd probably only take my sketch pack out once every couple of days when we weren't doing like a really long walk. So we did a walk all the way around the lake a couple of days ago, which took about 4.5 hours. And we went all the way up, along, and then down and round. And it meant I could take my sketching pack then, although it was so windy at the top. I only did a very quick sketch and then we carried on. And then on the way back, it was so wet. We got absolutely soaked. I found the actual sketching part of this project quite tricky because I still think possibly my first sketch I did is my favourite. It was kind of downhill from there. I don't know if I just got in my head about it, but I think I was overworking the paintings, like maybe layering up too much of the paint, and with watercolour that can just end up being a bit brown. And they just felt really clumsy to me. Yeah, I kind of struggled with it, and then obviously my confidence was a bit knocked and it was just getting worse. But yesterday, which was Wednesday, I kind of sat down and looked at all the sketches I'd done so far to try to work out what was going wrong. And I think I started to make better work yesterday after doing that. Sometimes it's good to just take stock and kind of work out what's working and what's not. It's been quite a challenge to get such like vast landscapes on such a small bit of paper as well. I'm used to doing that with wood engravings, but with sketches it's quite nice to be like quite expressive, which is really hard to do at this scale. But it's been good, a good learning curve. And also the good thing is they're so small and they're so quick to do. Like if one goes badly, it's not the end of the world, even though it can feel a little bit annoying. So I'm just about to do another sketch in the woods now. We're going to head out today to another lake, and then we're going to go to the ocean and get some fish and chips this evening. So yeah, before we head off, I just wanted to do a quick sketch of the woods where we're staying. So this day was a little bit of a disaster. We went to Ennerdale, which is another lake, and it's not far geographically, but driving it was such a small little lane to get to it. And yeah, it was a really lovely lake, but we noticed Winnie had a limp and basically she'd sprained her foot. So when we noticed she was limping, I stopped and did some sketching. Sam went for a walk, and then we carried her back to the car because we didn't really want her walking on it. And then we went to Seascale, which was like a really beautiful beach. But again, it was a bit sad because Winnie couldn't run around. So we kind of took it in turns to sit with her in the car. But it was beautiful. It was just a bit of a shame Winnie wasn't really able to enjoy it. We woke up to a very wet last morning at Wast today. Yeah, I kind of like leaving a holiday on a rainy day because it's easier to leave, but we are still going to be sad to be going. It's been a really good week. I'm just heading off to do my 50th sketch. This is a big puddle. Because I just got it in my head I wanted to do 50 and I'm at 49, so I thought, despite the rain, I'm going to go complete the last sketch. It's been an interesting project. It's definitely been a challenge, more of a challenge than I thought. I thought I was getting more confident at sketching, but I think changing the size of the sketches has been like a bigger learning curve than I thought it was going to be. You'd think making small sketches would be easier than making larger ones, but I really don't think it is. I think it's hard to make any kind of impact. And when I look at these sketches, for most of them I feel they don't sit very well on their own, they sit well as a group. So we've been staying at the National Trust cottage here. I'll put the link in the description. It's been really nice. We never normally stay this close to like the attraction, which here is the lake. Like we are so close to the lake. You just walk through these woods to get to it, or you can walk around the other way down a path. I just noticed that waterfall behind me, and it hasn't been there all week. I guess the landscape really does change when it rains this heavily. Yeah, apparently waterfalls appear. Yeah, it's amazing here. Each day I came out, it looked different. and the weather changes so quickly. Although it has been like a pretty nice week. Like, we've had a lot of rain, but it's been sunny as well. It's felt really autumnal, which is nice. So I thought a fitting place to do my last sketch was where I did my first sketch. And it's a much mistier day today, and everything's dripping on me, so it was never going to be a particularly successful sketch, but it feels good to have done 50, because that's the number I had in mind. I feel like the mini sketching pack is kind of everything I wanted, because I always had it on me. There wasn't a moment where I thought, oh, I'd really like to do a sketch and I can't, because I always could. I guess occasionally I wished I had a couple of different colours, maybe like a white in the watercolour, and a darker one. I did think it might be quite nice to have like a different tin for a different season, like an autumnal colours sketching tin, like a summery one, a winter one, like different tones, different colours in each. So I might do that, because I think that would be nice. And I think if I always carried this one with this colour combination, it might get a little bit boring. But I did find that there was like, I could get a good range of colours, because obviously I could mix them, so that worked really well. I think what I found most challenging was doing a project that wasn't necessarily going to lead direct to sales for my business, because that's kind of the way I've learnt to think, because that's what you need to do when you're running a business. Like, I am an artist, but I'm also trying to make money from making my art. And yeah, I found that quite hard. I was thinking, well, I could do that and I could sell that, whereas I'm probably not going to sell these. And that was going around my head a lot. But it's good to have creative outlets that don't lead to sales, I think, because when I have free time, I want to create, because that's what I love to do. But it always leads back to my business. Whereas if I'm creating, but I know there won't be sales coming from it, I'm just doing it because I want to do it, I think that's quite an important distinction to have. So yeah, I feel like it was good. It's just a bit of a challenge. And I definitely felt quite incompetent for a lot of the week. It did knock me, the fact that I was making loads of little sketches that I was thinking, but these aren't any good. But I think it just comes down to practice, and I panicked a bit, and I think that it just led to worse work. So yeah, it was interesting, and I hope it will be the start of me doing lots more sketches like this, because hopefully I'll always have this little sketching pack on me now. Anyway, I'm gonna go because we're just packing our bits up and then we're gonna head home. But let me know if that's inspired you to create a mini sketching pack, and if you do send me a picture. I want to see. And what does your sketching pack look like if you already have one? What do you take out? What do you find useful? Let me know in the comments. And what's next? Well, I do think I'd like to create a series of prints the same size as these sketches, inspired by the sketches. I think I've got 6 or 7 little blocks, basically the same size as these bits of paper at home. I ordered ages ago, and I don't normally work that small anymore. So I thought that would be really nice, but it's just finding the time at this time of year. I know when I get home I'm releasing the advent calendars, and that can be quite busy, so we'll see. But that should be coming up at some point. The thing is, I always go away, get really inspired, get back, and then I'm swamped with admin and things like that. And then I never actually create the prints. Like, I really wanted to create some bigger prints inspired by my Maileg artist residency that I did in January, February this year. And I never did that because I just haven't prioritised it or found the time. So I definitely don't want to let this project idea just disappear. So hopefully there'll be a video about that. And then there's going to be a video of a reduction print that I've been making for well over a month now, I think. I'm over halfway through, so that video will be coming out pretty shortly by the time you're watching this. And that's some more rain, so I'm going to head off. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's inspired you to do some more sketching.